They done let me in the door. They done gave your boy a chance, now the youngin' finna blow. It's a shame finna put the game in the figure four. Youngin' fresh from out that bottom, talking straight from off the stroll. And these days, I live the life of a movie star. Remember going to school telling you I'd be a superstar, but you didn't believe.
The Last of Us Part 2. Is the ending of The Last of Us Part 2 a good one or bad one? Now, I've been seeing a lot of comments, a lot of things on Twitter, a lot of things under content creators, videos and stuff like that about saying that the ending is trash and that the ending just makes no sense. And the way I understand is because how do you put Ellie on this revengeful type of violent type of path, and you don't, and when she finally gets to the person that kills Joel, she doesn't kill her. You know, it makes no sense, and it's like the dumbest ending ever. But if you understand the type of story that Naughty Dog is trying to create with The Last of Us Part 2 and trying to make you guys realize what the story of The Last of Us Part 2, you can kind of understand why they had to go this route in the ending, right? Now, in the first game, Ellie and Joel had a fight about Lost, and Ellie basically brought up the death of Joel's daughter, and Ellie said that she's lost a lot of people throughout her life, and Joel cuts her off and said that you don't know what loss is until you feel it, right? Now, Ellie replies that, we're all going to lose people in our life, but we have to learn to move on and to basically move on, basically. And in the first game, you could kind of see Joel take her advice and everything, and you could kind of see him, create this daughter-father type of bond between him and Ellie, because he's able to move on from the death of his daughter and kind of use Ellie as a placeholder for his daughter. But in the second game, we learned to see that Ellie doesn't use her own advice at all, like Joel did. You know what I'm saying? Ellie, once you play the game of The Last of Us Part 2, you will see in certain missions where flashbacks will happen between Ellie and Joel. And Ellie will just, in each flashback, Ellie would just keep bringing up the same thing that had happened at the hospital, because obviously she was unconscious, so she can only take what Joel gives her. You know what I'm saying? Whatever Joel said had happened, you know what I'm saying, she kind of can't argue it because she wasn't awake at the time. So she has no choice but to take his word for it and hope that he just stops lying to her, you know? So in these flashbacks, Ellie just keeps rehashing the same question, like what had happened at the hospital, what had happened to the Fireflies, what had happened to trying to create a cure. And like I said, Joel just keeps lying to her. So you can see that she's not taking her own advice about moving on from 4 years ago. Like, literally, this happened like 3 or 4 years ago. Like, Joel's like, why you keep rehashing the same question? So you can kind of see that Ellie hasn't used her own advice to move on. Now, in the game of The Last of Us Part 2, and after Joel's death, Ellie goes on this, like I said, this violent and revengeful type of path. And throughout this, she is mourning Joel's death at the same time. So she's more emotional. She's more like hot-headed. She's sad. She's lonely. And you know what I'm saying? Like throughout the whole, you know what I'm saying, path that she has taken. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes she just wants to stop and chill and kind of just let go. You know what I'm saying? Just go home. But she just keeps having like dreams and stuff like that, and just you know what I'm saying? She just can't, because she needs to bring Joel's killer to justice. So she can't go home, and she can't, you know what I'm saying? She has to do this. She has to kill Abby, no matter what. Because she thinks, you know what I'm saying? Because Joel would do the same thing, obviously. Joel would do it with no hesitation. But Ellie feels though she needs to do this, you know what I'm saying, to move on. She feels though she needs to do this to move on. Ellie. So when she finally gets to Abby and she's winning and she's drowning Abby, she lets go for some reason, right? She remembers Joel and she just lets go of Abby, and she stops drowning Abby. And she says, just leave, just go, you know? And this was a way, at this moment, Ellie had taken her very own advice that she had gave to Joel. And she understands that Joel is no longer here, and Joel has moved on. And it's time for her to move on, you know? It's time for her to actually live a life that she's never lived before. It's time for her to actually have a girlfriend, or, you know what I'm saying, to live a good life without having to worry about surviving at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, with this, you know what I'm saying, the baby, her, Dinah, Tommy, Maria, and all her friends back at Jackson. It's time for her to move on, so she lets go. Because if she did kill Abby, right? Like, let's say if she did kill Abby, then and then Naughty Dog makes a third game, literally it will create a chain reaction, right? Because the girl that Abby was with, I think her name is Lev or Lily, and literally Lily would just grow up and do the same thing Abby did, and come looking for Ellie, and basically just rain on Ellie's parade and kill Dinah, the baby, and Tommy and everybody because Ellie killed Abby. You know, it would just kind of create a chain reaction, because literally Ellie would do the same thing and said, you know what I'm saying, you don't have nothing to do with this. It was between me and Abby, you know? And literally the girl would grow up, because at the time I think she's young as fuck. So the girl would literally grow up and find Ellie and come kill her. So it literally just will create a chain reaction. So Ellie realizes this and she lets go, and she just want to move on from this violent type of life that she's had ever since she was 15. You gotta understand that she was doing this since she was 14 or 15, you know? So, she's been surviving for this long, you know what I'm saying? She just want to have a good life and just chill out, you know? And I feel like this is the only ending that Naughty Dog could have had done to basically pit this story or this character to rest, you know, along with Joel. This was the only way that they can, you know what I'm saying, they could have pit her character, you know what I'm saying, her character to rest, because, like I said, if she would have killed Abby, then we would have had a third game, and literally Lily would come kill Ellie, and then we'll be playing as Tommy or some shit, you know what I'm saying, or the baby will grow up and we'll kill her, you know what I'm saying, kill her, you know what I'm saying, like, come on, man, personally, I like the ending. I don't have a problem with the game. I had fun playing the game. I had fun playing from these different perspectives with Ellie and Abby, making us realize why she killed Joel. You know what I'm saying? I would have killed Joel too. Like, she killed my father. You know what I'm saying? She killed the only person that could have saved the world. You know what I'm saying? I would have killed Joel like that too. You know what I'm saying? Now, personally, I would have shot him, but yeah, I would have killed Joel too, you know? So, and it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? The doctor that, you know what I'm saying, you killed in the first game is actually Abby's father, and that's why Abby kills Joel. It makes sense, you know? Ellie would have did the same thing, and that's the reason why she didn't kill Abby the first time. Like, bro, I understand, he killed your father. He crossed you, you know? He crossed the whole entire world, so I understand, you know? But you ain't gotta like this video, you ain't gotta comment, but I do appreciate that sub button. And